So it's like Frankenstein.
Well, it is like Frankenstein, yeah, only Frankenstein didn't take our money.
And it didn't have little billions of little SWAT teams that like fall off of it like fleas to run out and, little nanobots. And I meant to get to calls, but we ran out of time. I'll take your calls coming up, folks. And we got Cindy Sheehan later in studio since she's here in Austin, get her take on the Democrats and how they've certainly betrayed what they said they would do. So that is coming up. Lew Rockwell, LewRockwell.com. Always great to have you on. Hadn't had you on in years. You were on with Burmas a few weeks ago, and hopefully start having you up on a routine basis. Thank you for all you do, sir.
Alex, thank you, sir.
There he goes, Lew Rockwell. I will remind the listeners, we are in the middle, and it is going great. Looks like we may hit that goal, but it's up to you, of $250,000 to expand the studios, buy new equipment, get more webmasters, get more video editors, and double our game here in the face of the globalists. Hey, if we don't do it, who else will? So people say they want to support us. Step up to the plate, folks. Infowars Moneybomb.com. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, I know we've had loaded phone lines for a while. I had to break down all that Glenn Beck treason and the rest of it. Taking some of your calls right now. Then Cindy Sheehan's going to be in studio with us about 30, 40 minutes. Then we're going to take more calls. It is the second annual Infowars.com Money Bomb. We're getting right up there at $100,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very exciting. Thank you so much for all the support. We're going to do a lot of great things with it. Let's go ahead and talk to Saeed, I believe, in New Jersey. Thanks for holding, Saeed. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good.
Basically, I just was calling. I'm a little behind on your podcast, but I just was calling to commend you on your show last Thursday, because I'm used to listening to guys that don't really have a good understanding of history. So you pretty much broke it down, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents. And basically, I just wanted to cover about the Wahhabis. And
yes, go ahead. That's the go ahead.
Basically, I just was going to cover that the Wahhabis are actually a splinter cell from the traditional Sunni element. And
oh, sure. I mean, I'm sorry if I didn't make it clear. I was just giving Americans kind of the basic. Yeah, that's a subgroup out of Saudi Arabia.
Right. And basically, this group, there's one document that a lot of people don't realize was published, and it was published by a guy, I believe his last name was Hempfer. You can Google that. And it was actually his document, and he was a spy around the late 1600s, early 1700s, who had gone into Saudi Arabia, learned Farsi, Turkish, Arabic, and he was looking for someone to basically uprise. And he had found this guy by the name of Abdul Wahhab.
Well, stop there, because I am aware of this. This is mainline British history. And for those that don't know, this is how empires would come in and colonize, if they would set up a group to uprise if they wanted to overthrow a government, or work with a government to suppress if they would. And yes, going back to this tribe, I simplified it with Lawrence of Arabia, the real alliance being made, Saudi Arabia having its lines drawn with Lawrence of Arabia. But yes, so the House of Saud works for the New World Order. But go ahead.
Right, and so this guy basically, he uprose. They found, an element that was against the Turks. And, so this started basically what I'm trying to explain to people around the 1700s. And, in there, before this, there really wasn't, a lot of the media I'm watching claim, Sunnis kill Shias or Shias kill Sunnis. And even what's going on right now in Iraq, the Shias realize that this isn't the Sunni element that's doing this. This is the Wahhabi element that's doing this. And basically, what McCain was saying during the election when he was talking about this troop surge and, the great success that's happened, basically it had nothing to do with the troop surge. It had to do with the Sunni groups trying to oust the Wahhabis. So
no, absolutely. I mean, that's really on record, even in mainline news. It's just buried, yes.
Right, and now basically what I'm trying to explain is the same thing is going on right now in Pakistan, where now you're hearing about these tribal militias are coming together and, uprising against, this Wahhabi element of the Taliban. And if you wanted to look this up, there's actually 2 really good books. One is by Stephen Schwartz. It's called The Two Faces of Islam, and it discusses the traditional Sunnis and the Wahhabi split. And the document I'm talking about, the actual diary of, I believe his first name is Brian Hempfer, it's called Confessions of a British Spy. And I think you can probably find that on PDF file if you look that up. And
yeah, I believe it's later than the 1600s. It's the 1700s, I believe. But yeah, no, I've read it.
Right. And
this is taught in mainline history of the Middle East courses. And I've separately years ago bought a bunch of on DVD, and before that on audio cassette, history of the Middle East, and I bought some on history of Islam, history of Greece, just basic stuff. And that's all really pretty much admitted. And see, anytime you try to get a government that tries to build up, I'm not defending Saddam Hussein, but the point is they used him to get in power. Then he actually tried to build Iraq up, so they took him down. I'm not saying he was a good guy. The issue is the Serbs aren't good guys either, the Serb leadership, but they're not under New World Order control, so they're taken down. And so that's what they do. They play one country off against the next, and as soon as they were done with Iraq, attacking Iran, they took down Iraq. And it just goes on. It's so dastardly. And now they've got these 5,000 Iraqis here that they're going to blame on probably Shiites, because they never blame it on the precious, Saudi Arabian Wahhabist. And then, or they may try to blame it on the Sunnis. You're absolutely right. It's all about setups. How many Arabs or Muslims understand this?
Well, it's kind of crazy because the mainstream media feeds off the ignorance. So they try to find these disgruntled Wahhabis, and they throw them on the news or whatever. And basically, the majority of the people that worship at the mosque, they believe in the same liberties that Christians and Jews believe in. They don't want their rights taken away. They don't want other people's rights taken away. The Quran makes it very clear that, you can't spill the blood of innocent people, men, women, children, elderly.
No, absolutely. The globalists promote the radical Islam, just like they promote everything else that'll destabilize.